Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Business School and the Black Wealth Bootcamp. We're about to get ready for the world premiere of our new film, Resurrecting Black Wall Street: The Blueprint. And it's right here in Chicago. I'm really excited. Love Chicago. I think it's a perfect place to premiere the film. I was just thinking about some ideas. Some things were kind of mulling through my brain as I was doing an interview with WVON, which is one of the most historic and respected media outlets in the country. It's actually got just a very rich history, and it's my favorite radio station in the country. Anyway, I was thinking about a Black Wall Street and just this idea. A lot of people talk about the Black Wall Street concept, and they say we need a new Black Wall Street, or we're creating a new Black Wall Street, or there are Black Wall Street organizations that are sanctioned by the government, etc. And again, I don't claim to have a monopoly on what it means to have a Black Wall Street or on that idea. But what I want to do is kind of give you my interpretation, just kind of from my analysis in the financial area to what in terms of what I feel that a Black Wall Street would represent, what a Black Wall Street would look like. And I've talked to Dr. Claude Anderson about this a little bit, author of Powernomics, which is a book everybody should read, and as well as Black Labor, White Wealth. Those are two books every black person should read. And we've talked about just what that looks like, what Black cooperative economics looks like, and what we I think have concluded, and what I've concluded, I can speak for myself, I'm not going to speak for Dr. Anderson, is that there are a variety of ways that you can look at the idea of a Black Wall Street, just what that really means. A lot of people think of a Black Wall Street as a physical brick and mortar kind of thing. And it's also something very broad, right? So a Black Wall Street would be literally maybe a street that has just dozens of black businesses, and black people doing well, etc. And that's a possibility. That can be a Black Wall Street. But what I found is that sometimes when you picture the big vision and the brick and mortar vision, the $100 million vision, it becomes very intimidating, very overwhelming, because it's, where are you going to get $100 million from, right? Other than go, begging white folks or getting some government agency to give you the money, which means pretty much that you're still vulnerable. They can come and take it away anytime, or hoping that one of these, black celebrities comes along and decides to support it, which they won't. They don't care. Most of them don't, not all of them. So what I've realized is that, if you think about it, if you're familiar with nanotechnology, all nanotechnology does in nano machinery is they take big things and they scale them down to the microscopic level. So they can literally take a machine you'd use at a construction site and make it so small that literally instead of lifting big logs and big sets of bricks and buildings or whatever, they can literally lift molecules, and things like that. So here's my point. My point is that you could take the Black Wall Street idea and shrink it down to something that is manageable, something that is doable, not just in your own community, but in your own family. You can have a Black Wall Street in your own family, based on my perception, my theory on what it means to have a Black Wall Street. A Black Wall Street is simply a self-sustaining economic engine that's built on the idea of cooperative economics. What is cooperative economics? Cooperative economics means black people helping each other. It means keeping your money circulating amongst each other. I buy from you, you buy from me. That's a Wall Street, right? Now here's the thing. What holds it together must be ideology. You can't really build a Black Wall Street with black people who don't believe that buying black actually matters. You can't really build a Black Wall Street with people who don't care nothing about the black community, or people who will sell themselves to the highest bidder, or will buy the product from the place that offers the lowest price no matter who's selling it, without any consideration for there being an inherent value in supporting black people. You understand? So one of the biggest impediments to the creation of a Black Wall Street is black self-hate. The fact that you think that somehow that spending your money with the white man is going to make you a better person. That I'm not buying from that nigga, he's charging too much, or his products ain't no good, and that mindset, that's what kills the ability to build a Black Wall Street, because it no longer becomes self-sustaining. It becomes like a room with an air conditioner where you open the window and let all the air out. You understand? So ultimately, if you think about it, again, shut the window, the air circulates. You don't need as much energy to keep the room cool. Well, the same thing is true when it comes to cooperative economics. You shut the window so your money can circulate and everybody stays liquid. Everybody's got a piece of the economy. Um, and so effectively, actually, in the boot camp and in the business school, I teach actually about what I call the cost model cooperative economics in our Black Millionaires of Tomorrow program for children. I teach about the cost model of cooperative economics: contribute, own, save, invest, target. Those are the four components that will maintain a Black Wall Street, that will build and develop something where you're supporting each other. I'll give you an example of a Black Wall Street in my life that sustained me. It's all about a concept this is what I also came up with for my students, called economic fortification. It's a very simple idea. It means taking care of you and your own, building your wealth, and protecting your wealth, protecting what you got. Because one of the problems that Black people have always had is we can't really protect what we got, and that might even take us into areas like military strategy, or dealing with corrupt police, or at least having legal strategies to protect what we got. Right? I don't think we necessarily have to always bust a gun, but at the very least, having attorneys and having things in place to protect what we got. So anyway, so basically, in my own life, where Black Wall Street came into play was this. When I first started off as an entrepreneur, when I left ran off from the white man's money, and I left Syracuse University after all kinds of hell that they were putting me through, because they didn't like the fact that I was doing so much work within the Black community. They especially controversial work that just really made them very nervous. So I left and I created my own. I was scared to death. I did not know how it was going to work out. Every Black person I knew was telling me this was crazy, that I was ruining my career, that where else can you go? If you're not getting money from over there, then where else can you go? And I said, well, I think I can go to my people. I think I can actually create an economic engine where I'm going back to my people, and my people sustain me. I serve them, they support me. Right? And so still, though, it was very difficult because I was by myself. But then what happened was this. I started finding other Black entrepreneurs who were also struggling. Lamar Tyler at blackandmarriedwithkids.com, we talked about how a lot of people wouldn't do business with him or me because we use the word Black in our products. A lot of Black people wouldn't do business with us. So we started working together. We started supporting each other, man to man. I got a family, you got a family. Let's help each other feed each other's kids. So when you launching a product, I'm going to support you. When I launch a product, you support me. And then I started finding other people that became part of my economic family, and we economically fortified each other. We would loan each other money. We would make investments in each other's products. We would support each other's product launches and share ideas on how to do things better, how to run businesses better. And before you know it, we had almost like a little mafia. But it wasn't a mafia in a negative way. We weren't out hurting people and breaking people's legs, but there was a code of understanding. It was all built on a code of conduct that basically you take care, you support your community first. You take care of your people first. And then if you want to go and work with other people, that's fine, because it's fine to trade with other communities. It doesn't, economic fortification in the Black community, having a Black Wall Street does not mean, in my opinion, that you don't trade with whites or Asians or Arabs or whatever communities you want. What it means is that when you do trade, the trades are equitable. You don't have what they call a trade deficit. A trade deficit is when I'm giving you everything and you ain't giving me nothing. And that's what we have right now in the Black community. We have a trade deficit. We will go spend our money downtown with the businesses that won't even give us jobs, that will never invest in us, that will never that won't even support programs in our communities, won't do nothing, won't advertise in our communities, nothing. And that's just an immature way of looking at how capital flows throughout the world and how global economic system works. So that's my vision of what a Black Wall Street is. And so the fact of the matter is that if you have 8 people in your family, or 6 people, or 4 people, or 3 in your family who all have a similar code of conduct, a similar understanding that, hey, we take care of ours first, we care about the Black community first, that's what's going to matter, then effectively you can build your own Black Wall Street. As long as everybody gets skill where they can add something to the table and everybody supports each other, then you can all survive. You understand? So don't ever think that you can't survive without that job that some white guy gave you. That's insulting to who you are and insulting to what you're capable of achieving, because they can survive without us. They never sit around saying, well, how are we going to make it without Black people taking care of us? They don't do that. You understand? So as a matter of dignity and personal pride, you should never do that with yourself. Even if you feel like it might be true, you say, we're going to find a way to be independent. Independence is a very important part of your character development, and I think it's something you want to think about every single day of your life. All right, well, that's it. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. By the way, just in case you want to support the film is at resurrectingbblackwallstreet.com. That's resurrectingbblackwallstreet.com. We're also on tour talking about these ideas of economic empowerment, cooperative economics. You can buy your tickets when we come to your city at thedrboycewatkinstour.com. That's thedrboycewatkinstour.com. And then finally, the last thing I want to tell you is, if you want to learn all this stuff about starting a business and everything else, theblackbusinessschool.com, we're now up to 20,000 students, 20,000 black people who are learning and growing and building and developing and taking part in this black economic revolution. I hope you'll be number 20,001. So I love you, and take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.